I'm here with Kansas Middleton. It worked out perfect that I got to meet him today. We have been in contact with each other, and I'd seen some videos floating around yesterday, and I wanted to connect with somebody because I saw these videos, and it seems like it's increasing, like over the last few years, where these videos of kids getting in fights and the other kids recording it and posting it. But it seems like the physical violence among kids is just increasing daily. Have you noticed the same thing?
Yes, myself in my area, you know, there's been certain little fight circles and different I wouldn't even say initiation things or whatnot, or hazing, but actual, you know, underground street fighting in a sense is going on. And
middle school kids, like young kids
actually, you know, standing toe to toe and just not knowing the damage and the harm that they're really creating amongst one another.
I was talking to another guy today, and we were talking about there's actually social media sites where they set them up where you can actually post fights, which I find it strange that they can post these fights of underage kids fighting each other and actually have a place to put them and post them. But with all the you know, the posting of it, with the parents trying to talk about, you know, what are we going to do with the, you know, the parents and the kids and stuff, I don't hear a lot of people talking action. And I know you're an action guy, and you're a guy of hope, and you're a guy of spreading hope. And I wanted to just get your take on that. How do we take a look at this and start taking some action to help these kids?
You know, truthfully, a great way to answer that is through that simple little story that I heard. And a lot of kids, you know, they act out for attention. They act out, they want positive attention, they want attention from their parents, they want attention from anybody in their life that is significant to them, that provides love, support, anything, any emotional attachment. And when they're not getting that from those sources, in those positive ways, they're gonna definitely do something to reach out in negative ways. And this might be one of them ways that they're reaching out for that negative attention. And you know, one of the ways that we can combat it is, you know, it's really a simple and easy way. But I heard the story of this small community that was getting graffitied on, and their businesses were getting graffitied on, and all the townspeople got together and they would say, you know, what are we gonna do? Let's do this, let's make this rule, let's do this. And they wanted to punish them. They wanted to really you know, come down on them hard and show them that they're not, you know, the rules are supposed to be followed. Well, little did they know, one man said, well, you know, we came up with all these rules, but do any of us even know these children's names? Do we know them by first name? Do we greet them? Do we acknowledge them? And so that that committee kind of got silent, and they were like, wonder what he's getting at. And so a little psychology tip that is actually proven in science is, you know, if you have a child, if they know somebody that generally knows somebody's name, you know, it's more impactful, it's more meaningful. You know, simply knowing somebody's name when you see them in passing, even if it's short, you know, hey Travis is gonna go a long way than just hey, and it's gonna be more impactful and more meaningful. Well, anyways, so these community members, they end up was like, all right, let's try this, and if it don't happen, let's come down and crack down on these kids. Well, the first couple of days, you know, they seen these kids around, and they were, hey Cody, hey Mark, hey Travis, hey Kansas. You know, they got to know these kids, and they would acknowledge them, and they would tell them good job. You know, they would be proactive with them, and they would just let them know that even though they were kids, they were significant, they were valuable, they were noticed, and they had a place in our society. And so you know, that little attention really changed. The graffiti stopped, some of the negative impacts of what else they were doing stopped, all because those kids felt valuable, they felt supported, and ultimately they felt loved. And you and I both know, Travis, that love heals all things.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that. And we can't keep sitting there and saying like, hey, those parents need to do something. We all need to do something. We all need to take some time out of our lives. We can't just have a business, have a family, have some sports, and have some hobbies. We have to take a look at our community and say, hey, how can I put some of this love out there? A friend of mine told me that I was trying to get all these thistles out of my backyard, and he said you need to stop focusing on what you're going to do with the thistles and add more grass. He said if you would grow more grass, you'll have to worry about less thistles, and if we would spread more love, we would have to worry about a lot less problems. But we won't know if that works until we start hustling that love.
And you know, another tip that I'm gonna just echo Travis's statement and some of the words he said is that's perfect. And one thing I got from it is he's right, is that it takes a whole tribe to raise a child. You know, we all heard that. That's not just a native saying, even though I said tribe. No, I didn't. But you know, it's a reality. You know, we all have the power to know what's right and wrong, and we all have the ability as adults, as role models, as those I'm not gonna say superiors, because we're not, nobody's superior than one another, but as just a person who has more experience, we're able to maybe guide these children a little more. We can, in a nice way, tell them right from wrong. You know, we can try to be respectful as we can and guide them and just let them know that no, you're not doing that, this isn't right, and small things like that. And really, parents, if you're on the opposite end and a stranger or somebody, a friend or somebody of that nature corrects your kids, really embrace that person and thank them. And if you do have a problem with it, maybe take them to the side so the kid don't see that and you undermine the adult and they think they can do that. But just really embrace those people, because they do mean no disrespect or no harm by it, and it's just really following that it takes a tribe to raise a child. And if we had more, you know, more of that within our communities, your child, your kids, they'd have parents all over watching them, and they'd be less likely to be in mischief, to cause trouble, or to have a negative impact, and we'd see the results we'd want our children to make. We'd see that.
Those kids need love, and they need an opportunity to change. They need to know that it's possible. You and I were both talking about 15 years ago, you and I were not living like this. We were not like this. People gave us hope, they gave us an opportunity, and then we changed, and now we have the opportunity to do the same. And I know that a lot of those kids out there feel the exact same way. They just need that opportunity, and they need to know that they're valued. And super grateful that I got to meet Kansas today, and I would encourage you to go and check out his organization and the group that he would have worked with. Native Hope will put all the links out there so you can go and check it out. But Kansas, thanks for the wisdom, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Travis. Thank you all once again. And yeah, just follow us at nativehope.org, and I appreciate Travis and everybody here that's helping, you know, spread the word of hope, and hopes for everybody. Thank you.
We got nothing but love for you. Take care.